Here we are told to find the roots of the polynomial equation 0 equals x to the fourth minus x squared plus 4x minus 4. So for this one, you kind of want to look for things that I can group together. So notice with this equation right here that I can group together the x squared plus 4x minus 4. When I do that, I can then notice that this is a perfect square trinomial. So that's why I'm grouping that together. It's a case-by-case basis. Just have to look, see what would work to simplify and to factor. So when I do that, I'm going to have x to the fourth minus x minus 2 squared equaling 0. And now notice what we have here is we have a fancy difference of squares where we have an x squared being squared and we have an x minus 2 being squared. So I have an x squared plus x minus 2 and then x squared minus x minus 2, that is equal to 0. So then I set each part equal to 0, so x squared plus x minus 2 equals 0, and x squared minus x plus 2 equals 0. And now I can solve both of those. This first one can factor pretty nicely. I'm going to get x plus 2 times x minus 1 equals 0. Solve for x. X will be negative 2, or x will equal positive 1. The second equation will not factor nicely. So up here you see that we are going to use the quadratic formula. You could also use Euclidean square if you wanted. So don't forget your quadratic formula is x equals the opposite of b, plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So just plug in my coefficients. So when I do that, I'm going to get 1 plus or minus square root of 1 minus 8 over 2. So 1 plus or minus, and then this is going to be a negative 7. Make sure I write my answers with imaginary numbers. That is the simplest version. So it's 1 plus or minus square root of 7i over 2. And then also, do make sure that you have the imaginary part separate from the real part. So I can split up my fraction. One part is going to be 1/2, and then the imaginary part is going to be a plus or minus square root of 7i over 2. So my answer is written here. It's going to be negative 2, 1, or 1/2 plus or minus square root of 7 over 2 times I.